All right, what's going on, everybody? How you feeling? I am Jonathan Moore, and I'm back with the man, Rick Stein, RLS Home Solutions. And today, I'm going to be asking him about this term I've been hearing getting thrown around, which is financial leverage or just leverage in your business. So you're a real estate guy.
I am.
That's your thing.
That is my thing.
And so, how do you apply leverage in your business?
Okay.
And what does that mean for for a newbie like myself?
All right. Leverage means in real estate that you have the ability to control a large property,
Mm-hmm.
a large amount of equity with very little money.
Okay.
If you were to buy a stock and you wanted to invest $10,000 in the stock, it would cost you $10,000.
Right.
But in real estate, you have the ability to use OPM, other people's money.
Mm-hmm.
So I can buy, let's say, a $100,000 property with $10,000 of my own money.
Mm-hmm.
So I am leveraging the property, and I have a $90,000, presumably a $90,000 loan. Okay.
Okay.
So why would I do that? Well, let's just say, for example, I have $100,000 to work with.
Okay.
Now, let's say I want to buy that $100,000 property.
Trains passing by.
That was a text message.
Oh, okay.
So, let's say I wanted to buy a $100,000 property and I wanted to pay cash for it.
Okay.
I don't have $100,000. I could do that. And then we'll say in 1 year, the property appreciates 10%
Okay.
or $10,000.
Okay.
I invested $100,000 and I have an ROI of $10,000. What is my actually in terms of interest or percentage? What is my return? 10%.
Right.
Okay. Let's say instead though, I use $10,000 of my own money for a down payment and buy the property with $10,000 down and $90,000 on the note.
Okay.
And then it goes up $10,000. So I invested $10,000, but I got an additional $10,000. What was my return on my investment?
Well, that was
100%.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
And I still had $90,000 to do the same thing. So in this example, I could do it 10 times,
Mm-hmm.
and I could own $1 million
Mm-hmm.
worth of real estate with $100,000 if I was to do the same deal 10 times. Now, we're making an assumption
Mm-hmm.
that either I'm flipping the property and
Okay.
then taking the $10,000 out. I know there were closing costs and so forth. This is a simple example.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'm using that $10,000 to buy a rental property. Okay?
Okay.
If I buy a rental property, but then I have a $90,000 loan, I'm assuming that I have negotiated good enough terms on that $90,000 loan that my rent covers everything and still gives me a train's going by again. Okay. I should let me. Maybe we'll start this over.
We could just pick up from that point. No worries.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, you could just like keep going from where you were.
All right. Fine.
Mhm.
So what if I use that $100,000 to buy 10 rental properties,
Mhm.
and I negotiate really good terms so that I have positive cash flow on each one? So let's just say that on the first example, I buy the property, a $100,000 property for $100,000. And we'll say that I'm going to use it as a rental property.
Okay.
Okay, and we'll say that because I paid cash, my cash flow, because I just still have taxes and insurance and so forth. Let's just say that my cash flow on the property is $600 a month. Gee, that's great. That's positive cash flow. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
but let's say I did it 10 times
Mm-hmm.
and just used $10,000 down in each one, and my cash flow on each property is $300.
Okay.
That's half,
Right.
but there's 10 of them.
Okay.
So my
Right.
cash flow is not $600 a month,
Mhm.
it's $3,000 a month.
Right.
Which would you prefer to do?
I would prefer the 3,000.
I thought you would.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's leverage. It's using other people's money. You can control a large entity with a little bit of money.
Mhm.
I always try to do as little down as possible with the best terms possible, which work for me and the investor, right? So for the example, on the transaction we talked about last month, on my HUD property, 34 Arlington, he invested $45,000 with me, and the investor is a couple of years away from retirement.
Okay.
And he knows he'll be on a fixed income at that point, pension, Social Security. Well, I borrow the money, or investing the money, with me at 6%.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Okay, but instead of my paying him, so if it was an interest-only loan at 6% on $45,000, my payment to him would be $225 a month.
Okay.
But it's not. It's an amortized loan, which means I'm paying him principal and interest, and I'm paying him $500 a month, which would be much more than it would be on a 30-year note.
Right.
Why am I doing that? I'm doing that for two reasons. It benefits him. He's going to be retired. He's going to get a check every month, an additional check for $500 a month. That's happy news, right?
I would be happy with that.
Okay.
Yes.
Why is it good for me? Because I'm aggressively amortizing the loan. That entire home will be paid off in 10 years.
Okay.
And then I'll own free and clear.
Okay.
So it works for him, works for me. So going back to another video, I'm not standing there, oh, please lend me money. I'm saying, would you like to invest in one of my projects and aid in your retirement?
Right.
I'm doing him a favor. He's doing me a favor. It's a win-win. So I have no issue at all calling somebody and asking them, hey, listen, I got a couple of these projects going on. Here's a project. Here's what I have to offer you. Here's the property. Would you like to invest in one of my properties and get a solid return? And and your loan is secured by a lien on the property, right?
Right. Absolutely.
Right.
Yes.
And if unlikely event I should not pay for you, you can foreclose on it, keep any money I paid to you at that point, own the property, and then sell and get a profit.
Right. And get your money back essentially.
You know?
And, maybe even more.
All right, now you can put it in the stock market. Stock market goes up, stock market goes down. All right? So, is it a foolproof loan? There's always an element of risk.
Right.
Always, no matter what you do. You don't want risk, stay in bed.
Right.
Don't get in your car.
Right.
Don't cross the street. Don't go to the restaurant and eat something.
Right.
You know, it could be tainted food. There's always an element of risk.
Right.
But you're trying to mitigate your risk.
Right.
And in this case, we're talking about a loan-to-value ratio of no more than 60 to 70%, meaning that if he's lending me $70,000 on a $100,000 property, there's still $30,000 equity there. He's
Right.
good to go.
Right.
I mean,
Regardless of how it plays out.
Right, he's good to go. It's not like he's lending me $95,000, then I don't pay him. Can he get all his money back?
Right.
You know,
Right.
He's fine.
Right.
He's fine.
So you're basically, and the way you're structuring the deal is that you're helping everybody, but you're also protecting your investor too. By doing
Protecting
that.
the investor, and it's a good deal for him.
Right.
It's a good deal for me.
Right.
Why do my investors keep reinvesting with me? Because they keep getting paid.
Right. Everybody likes to get paid.
Right.
Right.
I've never missed a payment. Once because of paperwork. I was switching IRAs, so it was delayed. But the gentleman got paid. So it's a good deal all the way around.
Right. And that's how you use leverage. So basically, you're saying that leverage can allow you to use a smaller amount of money
To control a larger entity.
right, and which will help you also scale a little bit quicker too, because you can get more positive cash flow if you have more deals, even if they're half of the cash flow that was coming in.
But it's more deals.
But it's more deals.
Right.
Okay, all right. So that's how you use leverage then.
That's how you use leverage.
Oh, well, I'm glad to know that now.
Okay.
I mean,
So go out and get a property and use
get
the
a property, you
leverage.
start using some leverage, right?
And I think you should.
Oh well, I like the sound of that.
Okay.
Alright, so thank you for that one right there.
And again, you can go onto my YouTube channel, which is RLS Home Solutions.
Home Solutions.
Right.
That's right. Leave a comment, ask any questions.
Right, sign up. You
Sign up, subscribe.
always connect with me. I'm happy to talk to people about my favorite topic in the entire world, real estate.
Well, who doesn't love real estate?
Okay.
Especially when it's good real estate.
Good, well, yeah, bad real estate. Okay.
But all right, so thank you. So
You're
until
welcome.
next time.
All right, my
All right.
pleasure.